Okay, we're going to start by making a short review of what we studied yesterday, right? I think that the class of yesterday was very important because you have to learn how to report questions, which is kind of complicated. Okay, I know that you have been working with Mr. Posner about how to report. I don't know how to do this. Wait. How to report sentences, like normal sentences. But I'm going to review this again because some people yesterday didn't come, and I would like to talk to you about it. Okay. So the first thing that you have to know when you are reporting first is that you have to make changes in the grammar points. Okay. So if the sentence that you are reporting is in the present, you have to move it to the past. Okay. First of all, to report is when you retell what somebody else has said. And obviously, when you report, you have to change the grammatical tenses. When you have present, everything that is present becomes past. Okay, here, there's a mistake in here. I don't know why it is repeated. Okay, yeah, everything that is present becomes past. Okay, so if you have is becomes was, have, has, had, don't, doesn't, didn't, go, went, buy, bought, work, etc. There are some modal verbs that do not change. For example, should. Should cannot be changed because it doesn't have a past form. It's always should. So you cannot change that. Must, although it doesn't have a past form, it has at least a similar one that have the same idea or meaning. For example, must, it's an obligation. So the obligation in the past can be replaced by had to. For example, if I say now, you must study, when you report that, you can say, the teacher said that we had to study. Right? But in there, you can keep the must or you can change it. Right? It's up to you in that case. So that sentence can be reported. The teacher said that we must study, or the teacher said that we had to study. And both would be correct. Okay? Should is always should. You cannot change should. If I say now, for example, you should study more, then if you report that, you have to say, the teacher said that we should study more. It's always the same. Okay, now, continuing with this, now, if we are reporting a sentence that is in the past, then we have to change it into past perfect. You have to remember that past perfect is always had plus the past participle of the main verb. That is to say, if I say, I went to the cinema, the teacher said he had gone to the cinema. For this, you need to know the participles of the verb. If you don't know them, especially in the irregular verbs, because regular verbs, same the past and the participle. You say the infinitive is work, the past tense is worked, and the participle worked. So it's the same. But in the case of irregular verbs, you have to know all the forms of the verb. For example, go, present, went, past, gone, participle. You say buy, bought, bought. I don't know, read, read. Write, wrote, written. Speak, spoke, spoken. Drive, drove, driven. So you have to know the third column in the list of verbs. Okay? So that's very important. You have to know that. If you don't know them, you are going to start like thinking, and the other person is going to sleep while you are talking to them. Okay? Okay? So that's it. That is the first thing. When you are reporting, you have to change. Second thing, if you're reporting questions, you have to remember that questions have two possibilities. You can report a yes or no question. Yes or no question is the one that has an for answer yes or no, like this one: do, will, does. You have an auxiliary verb at the beginning, and the answer is yes or no. These are yes or no questions. When you report this, when you report these questions, you need to know if. You need to use if. Do you live in Valparaiso? So the teacher asked me if I lived in Valparaiso. Now, when you report a yes or no question, you have to forget about the auxiliary verb, because the auxiliary verbs are used only in the present. Sorry, only in the question. But when you report a question, the question stops being a question. Okay, so you have to rechange the order, rechange the tense. Yeah. And in the case of yes or no, you have to use if. Do you live in Valparaiso? The teacher asked if I lived, because this is present, so in here is past. If I lived in Valparaiso. Okay? Will, Danae, will. What is the change for will? Will changes to what?
Would.
Would. Okay, so if you want to report what I said, okay? Let's suppose that I said all these things. How would you report this? Will they come to the party?
The teacher said.
No, in this case, I didn't say. I asked. Okay.
Sorry. The
Teacher
teacher asked if they would come to the party.
That's right. The teacher asked if they would come to the party. Okay. Carlos, does your mother work? What did the teacher say? Are you there, Carlos?
Yes, I am sorry. What did you say?
The question, how can you report this? Does your mother work?
Oh, he asked me if my mother works.
My mother. This is present. Present becomes what?
Past.
Yeah,
Did work?
so worked.
Worked. Okay, okay.
Yeah, remember that. Everything that is present becomes past. Okay. Gabriela. Are you there, Gabriela? Can. What is the can is present? What is the past tense?
Could.
Good. Okay. So how would you report this? Can you help me?
He asked me if I could help him.
Yeah. He asked me if I could help him or her. Don't know. And this can help him because I was help him. All right. And the last one, let's see, Juliana. Has she ever smoked pot?
Profe, espere que tengo una duda.
Okay, Juliana, speak English. You have a doubt.
Por ejemplo,
Speak English.
For example, in the third, does your mother work?
Yeah.
Cuando
report.
lo pongo en reported speech.
No, when I report, you say, when I report, what happens?
When I report, I need deleted does.
Yeah, you don't need does anymore, because does is an auxiliary verb, and does is used when you ask and when you make a negative sentence. But in the affirmative sentence, you don't use the auxiliary verb. For example, if you want to use any sentence, you don't need the auxiliary. For example, in the affirmative, for example, I live. Do you use the auxiliary in there? I live in Valparaiso? No, because it's not a question and it's not a negative, right? If I say, for example, I traveled to Santiago, it's past tense. Did you use an auxiliary verb in there? No, because it's not a question and it's not a negative, all right? Okay, so when you report something, the auxiliary verbs disappear because it's not a question anymore. You are reporting a question, but you are not asking. You are retelling what other person said. Did you get it? Juliana?
Yes.
All right. Okay. Now, let's go to this question, Juliana. Has. What tense is has? What grammatical tense is has? Juliana. Are you there? Juliana. She disappeared. Okay, let's do it with Millaray. Millaray, are you there, Millaray?
But I'm here.
Well, so answer then. Okay.
Okay.
Has
Okay.
is it present, past, future? What is it?
I need change it to have.
Yeah, so first answer the question. Is it present, past, future? What is it? Has.
Is present.
Yeah, present perfect. So you have to
Yeah.
change it into past perfect. Okay, so that is what I said. Has she ever smoked pot? Report that, please.
He asked me
Yeah.
if she had ever smoked pot.
Right. If she had ever smoked pot. Good, that's it. Okay, so that is when you ask yes or no questions. Now, what happens with information questions? With information questions, you have these words, which are, words like why, when, how much, how many, WH questions, right? So in the reported, in this case, you don't need to answer with yes or no, right? But when you report, you have to use the same word. Yeah, and change the tense and change the order. All right. So if I say, why did you travel to Europe? Who would like to report that? Give it a try. I am open to you. Okay. Why did you travel to Europe? Try to report that. Who would like to do it? What did I say? The teacher said what? Oh, the teacher asked what?
If you travel to Europe,
Okay. Who's talking? I can't see who's talking. I think who's
has
talking? Huh?
me, has me,
Catalina?
has me. No, Jaciel, has.
Has. Yeah. Okay. Has. Okay. So why did you travel to Europe? So if you want to report that, Jaciel, first of all, you have to remember what tense is this, Jaciel? What?
Past.
Past. So everything that is past becomes what?
Present.
No. Everything that is past. Everything that is past becomes past perfect.
Perfect.
Past
Oh.
perfect. So you have to use have and the participle of the verb. Okay. So try to do it. So start by the teacher asked what?
Had you traveled to
Yeah.
Europe?
Listen to me, Jaciel. I am asking to you. I am asking to you. I am asking you something. Why did you travel to Europe? So the teacher asked me
Okay.
why.
Okay. I
Yeah.
understand. I think that I understand. The teacher asked me if I
No,
had traveled.
no. Yeah, it could be okay that, okay? But that is
Okay.
when the question is, did you travel to Europe alone? I would say, the teacher asked me if I had traveled to Europe. But in here I'm asking with why. So you have to use why in the reporting sentence. So, the teacher asked me, el profesor me preguntó por qué yo había viajado a Europa. So, the teacher asked me, ¿sí?
If I
No,
did.
no. You don't
I'm
use
sorry.
if. You have to use the verb, the question word. The teacher,
Why?
yeah,
The teacher asked me why I had traveled to Europe.
that's right. Perfect.
Okay,
Okay,
thank
so the teacher asked me why I had traveled to Europe. I had traveled to Europe. Okay, good. Did you get it, Hasiel? No?
Yes, I
Yeah. Yaresla, what
think
about
so.
the next
I
one?
think yes, I do.
Yeah, okay. Any question so far? Okay, Yaresla. I asked, when are you coming back? So, what did the teacher ask?
The teacher asked me when I mm,
This is what, Yaresla? What tense is this? Are. What tense? Present, past, future? Are.
uh, present.
Present. Okay, so everything that is present becomes past. Okay, so
Okay.
the teacher asked me
When I was coming back.
that's right. The teacher asked me when I was coming back. That's right. Isidora, where does she live?
The teacher asked me, I don't know.
You have to use the question word.
The teacher asked me, she had
No, you
lived.
have to use, Isidora, you have to use the question word. Why,
Okay.
when, where. So the teacher asked me,
Where she lived.
where she lives. You have to put the
Okay.
yes in there, okay? Because the does disappears, but the tense, the verb has to take the tense.
Teacher, but
Yes.
why the S? It is in past, I guess, or not?
No, the yes, you use it for the present. Third person
Yes.
singular. Yeah.
But the question is in present,
Ah,
so
yeah,
the report
you're
is
right. It's past tense in there. Yeah. Sorry, it's my mistake. Okay, where she lived has to say. Okay, my mistake. Yeah, I was thinking about this, but yeah, everything that is present becomes past. So in here, the verb has to go in the past. Isidora. Dana, I think you're right. Okay, so the teacher asked where she lived. Yeah. Ok. Entonces voy a decirlo en español para que quede un poquito más claro, que más o menos entender. Esto no es fácil, es complejo, porque tienen que hacer muchos cambios y al hablarlo rápidamente uno se pierde un poco. Pero las cosas que tienen que recordar principalmente, cuando ustedes reportan algo, cuando ustedes cuentan algo, cambian los tiempos. Los tiempos son los que tienen que tener claro. Si la frase está en presente, al reportarla va a ir a pasado. Si la frase está en pasado, al reportearlo va a ir a pasado perfecto. ¿Ya? Eso es lo primero. Segundo, hay dos tipos de preguntas. Como yo estoy viendo solamente las preguntas, el profesor Posner está viendo la forma, los otros tiempos, o sea, la forma afirmativa, la forma negativa, etc. Las preguntas se hacen. Hay dos tipos de preguntas. Las preguntas que son yes o no, que usan auxiliar, como estas de aquí, que usan un auxiliar para preguntar. Ustedes, estas preguntas que cuando reporté una pregunta de yes o no, tienen que usar el if. Y cambiar el tiempo. Y cambiar el orden. Son tres cosas que tienen que hacer. En una yes o no tienen que usar el if, cambiar el tiempo, presente a pasado, pasado a pasado perfecto, y cambiar el orden, porque ya la pregunta deja de ser pregunta y pasa a ser una información. Ya no es pregunta, el orden ya no va el auxiliar y después el sujeto, va el sujeto y después el verbo. ¿Ok? Y eso es lo que tienen que recordarse. Y en el caso de las palabras, de las preguntas con palabra interrogativa, tienen que usar la pregunta interrogativa que está en la pregunta. Por ejemplo, why. Why did you travel to Europe? The teacher asked me why I had traveled to Europe. Past, past perfect. When are you coming back? This is present. The teacher asked when I was coming back. Where does she live? The teacher asked where she lived. Presente, pasado. ¿Ya? Tienen que recordar que en el caso de la afirmación es el tiempo, es el verbo el que lleva el tiempo. En el caso de las preguntas, esto me indica, el auxiliar, ¿para qué me sirve el auxiliar a mí? El auxiliar me sirve para indicarme el tiempo, porque no se traduce. Cuando ustedes tienen esta pregunta, el did no lo traducen. ¿Cómo traducen esto? ¿Por qué viajaste a Europa? ¿No es cierto? ¿Tradujeron el did? No. Lo único que hizo el did, indicarme que el verbo va en pasado. Y no es por qué viajas, sino por qué viajaste. ¿Cómo sé que es por qué viajaste? ¿O por qué viajabas? Porque está el did. Cuando está el das, que es presente. ¿Dónde vive ella? ¿Dónde vive ella? ¿Cómo sé que es presente? Por el auxiliar. El auxiliar me indica el tiempo. No se traduce, pero me indica el tiempo. Si yo digo, where does she live? Sé que es donde vive, no donde vivió o donde vivía. ¿Cómo sería si fuera donde vivía? Yaresla, ¿cómo sería la pregunta si yo preguntara, ¿dónde vivía ella?
The teacher asked me where.
No. I'm just another thing.
Mhm.
Quiero preguntar aquí, Yaresla. Yo estoy preguntando,
Where-
¿dónde vive? ¿No es cierto?
Where did you live?
Again, please.
Where did
Ya.
you live?
Or, where did she live? O sea, el auxiliar, lo único que, fíjese usted que el orden no cambia, el auxiliar lo uso para indicarme el tiempo nada más. ¿Ya? Pero en las preguntas y en la negación. En la afirmación es el verbo el que me indica el tiempo. ¿Cómo me lo indica? Ya sea con la S si es presente, con la D si es pasado o cambiando el verbo pasado. All right. Okay, we're going to stop with this a little bit. And now I want you to listen what we were listening yesterday that never worked. I hope this time it will work. Okay, so let's see page 24 in your book. Try to see page 24 in your book. And we're going to do exercise 2. It says here, you will hear a girl named Honey being interviewed for a job as a personal assistant for a celebrity. You think she will get the job? Why or why not? So in here you have to complete the spaces. It says here, listen again and complete the questions, right? So you have to complete in the spaces. You are listening and you have to complete. Okay? Ready?
Yes.
Can you listen? Can you listen?
No.
No. ¿Por qué no escuchan? No entiendo esto. A ver, le voy a dar más volumen. No estoy usando audífonos. Yo lo escucho, entonces ¿por qué ustedes no lo escuchan? A ver, de nuevo. ¿Nadie escuchó? ¿O solo algunos no escucharon?
No, yo no escucho tampoco.
Yo tampoco, profe.
Ya.
Profe, ¿no habrá alguna opción como para que comparta el audio? No.
A ver.
Sí hay una opción que dice compartir el audio del computador, pero tiene que buscarlo usted.
A ver, déjame ver si hay. Porque yo. Ahí, a ver.
No.
Ve.
A ver,
Ahora.
ahí.
¿No?
No, se escucha así como el principio, así como listening y después se deja escuchar.
No, I can't.
Profe, y en la parte de arriba donde tiene opciones, ¿no le sale en algún lado compartir el audio del computador?
A ver aquí. Pucha, qué lata. No sé cómo hacerlo. Ya, aquí estoy compartiendo. Breakup Rooms, Post Recording, Stop Recording, Meeting Info,
La
Disable.
página 74.
No, estoy viendo acá cómo se puede. Share Computer Sound. Ahí a lo mejor.
Sí, ese.
Sí, ese es.
Let's see. Let me start again.
Unit 8.
Ahora sí.
Grammar Focus.
¿Sí?
Activity 2.
¿Sí?
Sí. Sí.
Everybody can?
Sí,
Everybody
sí,
can?
sí.
All right, okay. Oh,
Yeah.
good. Yeah. So listen and complete the spaces, please, all right? Okay, here we go.
Hi there. Honey Wildman, isn't it?
Yes, that's right.
I love the name. So, Miss Wildman, have you ever worked as a personal assistant before?
No, I haven't. I did have a job in a hotel, and I've heard that's useful experience.
Well, working in a five-star hotel certainly helps.
Oh, it was only a bed and breakfast, to be honest. But I'm really hard working, and I'd be great at running the office.
Well, this job is just as a personal assistant. The executive assistant will be running the office, and you need a degree in business and computer skills for that job. As a personal assistant, you'll be collecting laundry, making drinks, that sort of thing. It's not unusual for our celebrities to call at 4 o'clock in the morning because the dog's not well. Are you able to work nights and weekends?
Well, I'm always available for parties at any time of the day.
Well, I think that finishes my questions for you. Do you have any questions for me?
Oh, yes. Well, who will I meet if I do this job?
The job's not really about meeting people. You won't be introduced to anyone famous, and it's definitely not a way to meet directors and start your own career.
Oh, well, I'd still like to work with a star anyway. When can I start?
We'll call you, Miss Wildman.
All right. Would you like to listen to it again? And now we are going to be stopping to complete, all right? So let's listen to it again, and we can stop to complete. Ready? Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Unit 8. Grammar Focus. Activity 2.
Hi there. Honey Wildman, isn't it?
Yes, that's right.
I love the name. So, Miss Wildman, have you ever worked?
So, what goes in there?
Have you ever worked?
Have you ever?
Have you ever worked as a personal assistant before?
As a personal assistant before?
No, I haven't. I did have a job in a hotel, and I've heard that's useful experience.
Well, working in a five-star hotel certainly helps.
Oh, it was only a bed and breakfast, to be honest. But I'm really hard working, and I'd be great at running the office.
Well, this job is just as a personal assistant. The executive assistant will be running the office, and you need a degree in business and computer skills for that job. As a personal assistant, you'll be collecting laundry, making drinks, that sort of thing. It's not unusual for our celebrities to call at 4 o'clock in the morning because the dog's not well. Are you able to work?
What goes in
Are
there?
you?
Are you able to?
Are
You able to work days, nights, and weekends?
Nights and weekends?
Well, I'm always available for parties at any time of the day.
Well, I think that finishes my questions for you. Do you have any questions for me?
Do you have?
Do you have any questions for me?
Oh, yes. Well, who will I meet if I do this job?
The job's not really about...
Okay, in there? Who?
Who?
Will.
Who will? Who will I meet? Who will I meet if I get the job? this person was interested in knowing more celebrities. Who will I meet if I get the job? Finally,
Meeting people. You won't be introduced to anyone famous, and it's definitely not a way to meet directors and start your own career.
Oh, well, I'd still like to work with a star anyway. When can I start? We'll call.
When can I start?
when can I start? All right, when can I start? Now, we're going to listen to it again, but
Profe.
now, yes, any question? Yes, Yarisla?
Sí, disculpe, ¿cómo se escribe
English,
la 4?
English, Yarisla.
How can I... Ah, sorry, parece que lo pusieron en el chat.
English, Yarisla. When, on how, what was the question? Tell me.
How is the answer of for?
No, no, what is the answer? How can I write? That is what you wanted to ask me. How can I write? Okay.
How can I write?
Yeah, the answer. Okay, so who will I meet? Who will I meet? And in the last one is when can I start? Yes.
You will put this guide on Google Classroom.
What? I don't understand. What did you say? If I
do you put this guide on Google Classroom?
well, this is from the book, Daresla.
No, I'm Hasiel, but the guide that you show us before.
Ah, yeah. I uploaded in the classroom, Google Classroom.
Okay, thank you so much.
Right. Okay. And now, following the instructions that I gave you, now you have to complete the spaces in exercise 4, and then we're going to listen if you were right or not. Okay. It says here, listen to Honey telling her friend about the experience. Complete the sentences with the words Honey uses. They asked me if. No, they asked me that. So try to complete, okay, the spaces. Using what it was on top. Can you do it or not? Or is it clear what you have to do? Remember that in here, you are reporting the questions that were in exercise 3. You are reporting, so you have to make the changes. Have you ever worked as a personal assistant before? Would be, Danai, how would you do it? Have you ever worked as a personal assistant before?
They asked me if I had ever worked
as a personal assistant. Okay, that is what you have to do. Okay, you have the direct questions in here in exercise 3. You have to put them in reported speech now. Reported speech. And then we will listen to do it correctly. So I'll give you some minutes to do it. Okay, Gabriela, how would you do number 2?
He asked me if I was able to work nights and weekends.
Because the original one is, are you able to work nights and weekends? Yeah. He asked me if I was able to work nights and weekends. The next one is, do you have any questions for me? How would you do it? Yes, Asiel?
What is the answer of this sentence?
Repeat it, please. Who did? Gabriela. Repeat it, Gabriela. Gabriela, are you there?
Yes.
Yeah.
He asked me if I was able to work nights and weekends.
If I was able.
Was?
If I was,
yes.
yeah. Because the question is, are you able? Present becomes past. If I was able. Okay, now, so let's see, Carlos. The next one is, do you have any questions for me? What would be the reporting of that question? Carlos, are you there? No. Let's see, Danai, do you have any questions for me? Report that.
He asked me if I had any questions for her.
For them, in this case, right?
For him.
No, he asked me, so for him.
For him, sorry.
He asked me if I had any questions for him. That's right. Number 4, the original one is, who will I meet? Let's see, Catalina.
Number 4
Yes,
or 5?
4.
I asked
Asked.
If
No, because you have to use the question word in there. It's not a yes or no. It's a question word. So the original question is, who will I meet? Who will I meet?
I asked would
Who
I
Catalina, you have in there, who will? Will becomes would.
yeah
Will
I
becomes
asked
would. So
I asked who would meet.
who, then you have subject verb. Who I would meet.
Would meet. Okay.
Yeah, so it is, he asked who I would meet. And the last one. The last one, Isidora. When can I start? Isidora, are you there?
She
No.
asked me.
I asked.
Okay. I asked me.
No, I asked.
When.
I asked. No me puedo preguntar a mí mismo, Isidora.
Okay.
I asked.
I asked when could she start?
Subject and then the verb. Subject, verb. No verb, subject.
Okay.
I asked.
I asked when she.
No.
I asked when I will start.
When I could. Can becomes could.
O sea, I could.
When I could start. When I could start. Yeah. Let's listen again. All right. But now, the dialogue. I lost the other thing. Why? Share screen. Oh, perdí cómo era para escuchar esta cosa.
Unit 8, Grammar Focus, Activity 4.
Honey, how are you? How did your interview go?
Really well. I'm sure I got it. They asked me all sorts of questions.
Sé que me
Like
están
what?
escuchando,
Well,
pero no me acuerdo cómo se hacía se me cortó, era como, ¿a dónde tenía que ir para compartir el audio?
Lo está compartiendo ya, profe.
Profe, ¿se está escuchando?
Sí.
Ah, yeah, okay, sorry, again. So, yeah, okay, here we go.
Unit 8, Grammar Focus, Activity 4.
Honey, how are you? How did your interview go?
Really well. I'm sure I got it. They asked me all sorts of questions.
Like what?
Well, they asked me if I'd ever worked as a personal assistant before.
I hope you told them about that hotel job you had.
Of course.
What else did they ask?
They asked me if I was able to work nights and weekends. Good thing they didn't ask me about mornings. I can never get out of bed before 12.
Oh, you're bad.
She asked me if I had any questions for her.
Well, there's only one question, obviously. Who?
I asked who I would meet, but she didn't really give me a good answer. I expect it's someone so famous that they don't want to be named.
Of course. So when do you start?
I asked when I could start, and she said she would call me.
Oh, go girl!
Okay. Did you see? That was the idea. Then you were reporting from one question to direct question to a reported question. All right. This is the exercise about this. Now, we're going to do the final activity. We're going to stop a little bit about reporting questions, and we're going to go to next page. So move to next page. Okay, in here we're going to do the writing. And I'm going to separate you in breakout rooms, and you will have to work two things. Yeah. Let's see. So here, are you looking at the book? So go to page 75 in your book. Okay, are you there?
Yes.
Yes. All right, okay. So it says here, right, work in pairs and discuss the question. You're going to talk about it. These three questions. When can ordinary people appear on television? That is the first question. Do you know anyone who's appeared on television or in the news? What for? And the third one, would you like to be on television? On what kind of program? Okay, on what kind of program? So I'm going to give you 5 minutes to talk in these breakup rooms, and then you are going to come back. Only 5 minutes, all right? Only 5 minutes for that.
Okay.
I'm going to, how many people are, is everybody here? Yaresla, are you present? Carlos? Tell me, Jaciel, Isidora, Juliana, Gabriela, Danae, Catalina, Carlos, Yaresla.
I'm here.
I'm here.
Me too.
Here.
I'm here.
Carlos, are you there?
Me too.
Carlos?
Mm,
No, Carlos is not present, so it will be Yaresla, Catalina, Danae, Gabriela, Juliana, and Jaciel, right? So it will be 1, 2.
And me?
Who's me? Catalina?
Isidora.
I am here, teacher. Sorry.
Yeah, okay. So I'm going to divide you in 4 rooms of 2, right? Okay.
Okay.
Participants for room, create rooms. Yeah.
¿Tengo que contestar las preguntas?
Yeah, in English, of course. Yeah, I'm going to open the rooms. There you go. So Juliana, Yaresla, Carlos, Gabriela, Isidora, Jaciel, Carolina, Danae. Okay? Yeah, so start talking. I will give you 5 minutes for that. Estoy terminando la clase. Estoy terminando la clase. ¿Me quedan tiempo? ¿Me quedan tiempo? Okay, good.
Program. Ahí lo busqué.
News program.
Okay, are you okay, girls? Are you working?
Yes.
No problem?
No.
Okay, speak English. Don't forget to speak English. Okay, I'm going to go to the other rooms. Okay.
Okay.
For an ad.
Ah, ya. Ahí está el profe, le podemos
Hi,
preguntar.
teacher.
Okay,
Profe,
question.
estaba un poco perdida. Estaba un poco perdido.
Okay,
Era,
no,
era la...
don't speak Spanish,
Okay,
Gabriela. You
sorry.
can speak English, all right? Okay, tell me.
We're a little bit lost. It was the item number 1 or...
Yeah, item number 1, you said, it says here, work in pairs, discuss this question. When
Oh,
can
okay, okay.
ordinary people appear on television? When can ordinary people appear on television? In a piece of news, for example, or I don't know, if you have certain talent that you can go to a program in which you can sing, etc. Do you know?
Okay, so is it page 75?
Page 75, that's right.
Okay, okay, yeah.
Continue working.
Sorry, we were confused, sorry.
Yeah, okay, now you're working. Go on.
Okay. When can ordinary people appear on television? Like on contests, that kind of stuff?
I would like to appear in a movie.
Really? Really, Jaciel?
No, la Isis.
It's my answer.
Ah, it's your answer, Isidora. So you would like to appear in a movie?
Yes.
She's
And
an
what about you,
artist.
Jaciel?
Me, I would like to appear in a program of discussion, I think.
Ah, yeah.
Maybe educational discussion or social discussion. That's like me.
Yeah, all right. Okay, good. I'm going to continue working. I'm going to join the other group, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Or
famous.
yes.
So that might be a little better to appear on.
Is more normal people.
Yeah.
All right.
And
Are you working, girls?
yes.
Yes.
No problem. Okay, I think we're going to stop for a little while because I have to give you the instructions for the other parts. Okay? Do you have classes after this or not?
No.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to stop this and I would like to give you some other instructions, okay? Wait.
Okay.
Hi, profe.
Hello. Is everybody there now?
Yes.
Is everybody back?
Yes.
Yeah, all right. We're going to do the last exercise when this finish the class, all right? Take a look at this on the same page, page 75, okay? And on the left-hand side, you have one winter, my friend and I were traveling in the mountains when suddenly the car stopped. Did you see that, right? I want you to read this first. Then I'm going to put you in a breakup room and you will have to rewrite, or organize these ideas, okay? I want you to read one by one. Carlos, you start reading letter A, please. Read it. Are you there, Carlos?
Yes, I'm here. But letter A. Okay, I got it. One winter, my friend and I were traveling in the mountains when suddenly the car stopped.
Okay, letter B, Jaciel. Jaciel, letter B. Are you there, Jaciel? Jaciel. No? Okay, Danae.
I think
Letter-
here, I'm here.
Okay, so
I'm
Jaciel.
sorry. I have a picture. I'm sorry if I read bad, but I have a picture of the page. The little B.
B.
Oh, wait
Letter
a
B.
second, please.
It was just.
Okay. She was just about to. What say there? The photo is bad. I'm sorry. Interview.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was just about to interview me for the TV show Famous Recuse when they. Oh, teacher, I'm sorry. I can see the picture. Está muy borrosa la foto. I'm sorry.
I can't either. But
Receive a phone call.
When they received a phone call. Okay?
I'm sorry.
Danae, read letter C.
Hours later, when I got to the bottom, a van appeared and a well-known news presenter got out and asked what had happened.
Right, Yaresla. Continue reading.
We're going to die here. We're going to die here. My friend cried. I wasn't worried because I knew there was a town at the bottom of the mountain. So I set off for help.
Okay, Gabriela. Continue. Letter E. Gabriela?
Yes, sorry.
Yeah.
Letter E.
E, yes.
What a brave guy, she said, after hearing my story and ordered the camera crew to get their cameras ready.
Okay, read the other one, letter F, immediately, Gabriela.
I tried to restart it, but it didn't move.
Okay, Isidora, read the letter G, the last one.
Okay.
Yeah.
The presenter explained that a film star had just arrived and they had to film her instead.
All right, now I'm going to separate you in breakout rooms and you are going to do exercise 3. That is to say, you are going to organize and what was the first letter in the story. What was first, what was second, third, etc. And you complete the story in order. Put it in order. Analyze the sentences and put them in order. I will give you only 2 or 3 minutes to do that, and then we will get together and retell the story completely, and with that we're going to be done, okay? The same groups, again, I think. Yeah. I'll have to do it again. Let's see, wait. I don't know who's going to start. I close the rooms, what happens? Yeah, okay. And they're closing. I can't open them yet.
¿Cómo, profe?
Es que no se pueden cerrar porque dice que en 29 segundos va a cerrar recién la anterior. Están todavía. Entonces tengo que esperar que cierren. Claro, tengo que esperar los 20, 19, 18 segundos que quedan para volver a armarlo. ¿Ya? So wait for me for a little while. Yeah, in the meantime, I want to tell you that I'm going to be available tomorrow. I'm going to invite you if you have doubts for another session. Okay. And if I have, let me see if I open all rooms. Yeah, you can join now. Can you join the Ah, no, no hay que ver esto. ¿Están juntos todavía, sí? ¿O no? Sí. Ya. Okay. Everybody is here now. Could you do it?
No,
No,
No.
está
I need
muy
more
rápido.
time. I need more time.
Come on, it wasn't so fast. It wasn't so
No.
fast.
It was like 1 minute.
Yeah.
Yeah,
More
yeah,
time
1
because
minute.
Okay, let's do it. Let's do it together. If we can do it together.
Okay,
All
okay.
right.
Okay.
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 I'm going to try to share the screen to show you this. This is the page. There we are sharing. Okay. What do you think was the first sentence?
The A.
Yeah, A. So let's start by reading. I was nearly famous. Yeah, that is the beginning. I was nearly famous. Asiel, read now. Letter A.
Okay. One winter, my friend and I were traveling in the mountains when suddenly the car stopped.
Stop. Okay. Then what would be the next one, do you think?
I think it would be D.
no.
It's
You
F.
agree? Huh?
F.
F.
F because he
F.
F.
F,
talk
yeah,
about
Oh
the
yeah,
car
yeah,
Yeah,
that
okay.
he
So,
didn't move.
so
it is right.
okay, so the car stopped, but I tried to restart it, but it didn't move. Okay, it didn't move.
Then it will be D.
D.
Yes,
yeah,
D.
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 Yeah.
D.
So the other person says,
D,
we're
D,
going
D.
to die here. My friend
D.
cried. I wasn't worried because I knew there was a town at the bottom of the mountain, so I set out for help. Then
I think it's
C.
C.
D.
C. C, that's
C.
right. So read it, please, Isidora.
How
Hours
later,
later,
hours later, when I go to the
bottom, yes.
a van appeared and I will now news presenter got
Got out.
and got out and asked what happened.
That is the abbreviation. What happened? So what had happened? What had happened? That is the abbreviation in there. Then, so we have C. Then what would be after C?
E.
E.
Maybe B.
E.
B.
E.
E.
B.
No. E.
E.
Can I read E?
Oh, yes.
Oh. What a brave guy, she said, after hearing my story, and ordered the camera crew to get their cameras ready.
All right. Then after that,
B.
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 Now B.
That B.
B.
That's right. B. So Gabriela, read B, please. Gabriela? Gabriela! Why, Gabriela? Yeah. Catalina Rice then. Catalina, are you there?
Yes,
Okay, Catalina. Letter B. She was
was just about to interview me for the TV show Famous Rescues when they received a phone call.
receive a phone call. So Jaciel, read the last one. That would be G.
Okay, just a second. I'm going to.
Yeah, there you go.
The
The presenter.
The presenter explained that a film star had just arrived and they had to film her instead.
Instead. That's right. So that is the story. Okay, that was a story. You organized it and you have to put it. Now, you're going to have some homework. All right, some homework. You are going to write a similar story to this one. Okay, I'm going to send it to you as a homework, and then you will have to complete your story. All right, you are going to send it to me, and I will correct it with your mistakes, correct your mistakes in there, for you to know how to write a little story. If you're going to write a little story, you have to have the beginning of the story, something in between, like the body of the story, and a conclusion. Always a conclusion, all right? So in here, if you had this story, what would be the introduction of the story? What letters would be? The order is A, F, D, C, E, B, G. What letters would be the introduction of the story? Do you think? Obviously A, right? Because that's the beginning.
And
What
F?
other? F and D.
D.
And D.
D.
So in that case, you would be, yeah. One winter, my friend and I were traveling in the mountains when suddenly the car stopped. I tried to start the car, but it didn't move. We're going to die here, my friend cried. I wasn't worried because I knew it. There you have then the introduction. What would be the middle of the story or the body of the story?
C.
C. Hours later, when I got to the bottom of a bar appeared and a well-known news presenter got out and asked what had happened. Me also. What a brave guy, she said, after hearing my story, and ordered the camera crew to get their cameras ready. So the conclusion would be then B and D. What were the conclusion? She was just about to interview me for the TV show Famous Rescue when they received a phone call. The phone call said, the presenter explained that a film star had just arrived and they had to film her instead of me. Okay, so what you're going to do as homework, you're going to write a little story. You can invent, you can create a story similar to this one with an introduction, body of the story, and a conclusion, right? That would be homework for next Monday. Next Monday. Now, as I was telling you before, tomorrow I'm going to be available for you if you want to ask me questions about things that you don't understand, okay? So I'm going to connect at 11 o'clock, and from 11 to 12, I'm going to be available for you if you want to ask me questions, any questions, okay? If you have any doubts, you can come tomorrow and be with me and ask them, and I will answer all the questions that you have. I can answer questions that from my part, and also if you don't understand something from Mr. Posner's part, you can also ask me, or vice versa. If you ask him for questions from my part, it's okay. Okay, I don't mind. Yeah, I'm going to repeat it in Spanish to have it very clear. Entonces, mañana, chiquillos, yo voy a estar a las 11 disponible para ustedes. Si ustedes tienen cualquier pregunta que hacerme, pueden venir a esa hora y hacerme las preguntas que quieran. Yo voy a estar de 11 a 12. Ahora, si son las 11:15 y no ha llegado nadie, bueno, quiere decir que no llegaron, pues no tienen interés y están súper claros con todo, no tienen dudas, entonces yo ahí me descolgaré. Aunque la otra semana igual tuve la hora igual, porque yo me pongo a trabajar y dejo ahí mi todo conectado. Pero lo ideal es que lleguen y podamos conversar, ¿ya? Entonces, si tienen dudas, mañana estoy disponible es mi hora de atención. Cualquier cosa que quieran preguntarme, lo pueden hacer a esa hora. Incluso si a lo mejor pueden llegar más, pueden meterse igual, porque cuando uno está aclarándole a una persona, le sirve para la otra también, ¿ya? Así que da lo mismo. Por ejemplo, yo le estoy respondiendo a Isidora y llega Jaciel, ya Jaciel se pone a escuchar y le va a servir también a ella. Salvo que quieran conversar algo en privado conmigo y ahí me dicen, ahí paramos y yo me dedico a una persona para aclararle alguna duda personal que pueda tener. ¿Ok? ¿Alguna pregunta?
¿Le podemos preguntar en español?
No.
No.
Hagamos lo posible por hablar inglés. Yo ahora estoy aclarando. The idea is that you have to speak English. No matter if you make mistakes, no problem. I can help you, all right? But the idea is that you have to try to speak English. You have to try to speak English. So you can ask me in English, and if you can't do it in English, I'm going to help you, and then we together are going to come to an agreement in this. So the idea is for you to speak English because we don't have any other opportunities to speak English. This is the moment in which we have to speak English in the class, all right? So I don't mind if you have mistakes, right? No me preocupa si tienen errores, los errores se corrigen, pero tienen que hacer empeño de tratar de preguntar en inglés o hablar en inglés, ¿ok? ¿Alguna otra duda?
Yes. Can I stay with you just a little after the class? I have a question for you.
Right now?
When the class is finished?
Yeah,
please?
okay. No problem. No problem. So,
Professor,
yes?
what time is the test?
Yeah, the test is going to be on Thursday, I think. I haven't seen it, but I think it is next Thursday.
But the time, the hour.
I think it is going to be from 9. We are going to open the test. They're going to be open at 9 until 1 o'clock, probably. So it's the whole morning. We are not going to have classes that day. You're going to be worried about the reading test and the listening test.
Y entonces
Probably
el 28.
I don't know the exact date, but I think it is Thursday.
Ay, que el profe dijo que era el 28, entonces el profesor Posner dijo eso, entonces por eso me quedé más confundida.
¿Y qué día es 28?
Día lunes.
¿Ah?
Tenemos clase.
¿Pero
Monday.
qué día es 28? ¿Ah?
Monday.
This Monday. Pero él envió...
Es que
No, profe, no dijo que era el 28, dijo que era la semana del 28, que probablemente iba a ser el jueves.
Claro, sí, yo tengo entendido que es el jueves, pero les mandaron a ustedes, chiquillos, me parece que el profesor mandó en el Google Classroom, ahí está el calendario de las pruebas.
Sí, pero
que salía el 25.
Salía el 25, después el 28 y el 2. Por eso le preguntamos.
Ok, había una fecha original que era el 25, pero la movimos porque consideramos que todavía esta materia que estamos viendo es pesada, es difícil. El reported speech es difícil. Además tenían, ¿no es cierto?, las ed, ing, adjectives. Estaban además los adjetivos con preposiciones, cuando usas, por ejemplo, related to, interested in, etc. Que tienen que estudiar, porque para eso tienen que estudiar. Entonces, nosotros corrimos la fecha. yo pedí que se corriera porque yo consideraba que primero no habíamos pasado toda la materia. Recién hoy día llegamos como al final, pero no había pasado toda la materia, entonces no podía ser el lunes. Entonces se corrió para el jueves, me parece. Pero revisen eso porque yo no lo tengo aquí claro, ¿ya? Me parece que es el 28.
Gracias.
¿Ya?
Qué buena.
Ahora, recuerden que mañana pueden preguntar, ¿ya? Estudien y me tienen las consultas para no hacerle todo completo, sino que vamos focalizando cuáles son las dudas más grandes que tienen. Pero chiquillos, aquí hay una cosa, tienen que estudiar harto, porque por ejemplo aquí empiezan a manejar lo que han aprendido antes. Ya ustedes tienen que manejar los tiempos gramaticales, el presente, el pasado, el presente perfecto, el pasado perfecto, el futuro. Todos los tiempos ya tienen que conocerlo, porque para hacer los cambios que tienen que hacer en el reported speech, si tienen presente, tienen que cambiar a pasado, tienen que manejar el pasado, tienen que manejar el presente y tienen que manejar el pasado. Y si tienen pasado, tienen que pasarlo a pasado perfecto, tienen que manejar el pasado perfecto también. ¿Se fijan? Entonces ya lo que están aprendiendo se está tomando no solamente lo específico de esta clase, se tiene que tomar para atrás. Entonces tienen que repasar el pasado, tienen que repasar el presente, para que manejen bien los tiempos gramaticales. ¿Ya? ¿Ok? Ya.
Okay.
Entonces sería,
Okay,
that's all
profe.
for today. See you then. And Casiel, I'm going to wait for you for the questions that you have to ask me. All right?
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, teacher. Thank you.
Bye-bye. See you then.
Have a nice weekend. Bye
Bye,
bye.
The same
Rodrigo.
to you.
¿Cómo está,
Casiel.
profe?
Hola, Casiel. ¿Cómo estás?
Mira, la pregunta es súper rapidito. Llegué acerca de la Miss Patty. ¿La Miss Patricia está trabajando ahora?
No.
¿No?
La Miss Patricia Vargas jubiló.
Ah, se
Ella se
jubiló.
jubiló porque ella, bueno, ya cumplió su tiempo, ya, pero las mujeres jubilan antes que los hombres.
Sí, no, es que
Así
pensé
que,
que ella me había dicho que que iba a salirse de la UPLA porque no podía enseñar en universidades públicas y que se iba a ir a una privada, creo. Pensé que estaba trabajando.
no, lo que pasa es que la Patty
¿Mm?
terminó, jubiló acá. Entonces,
Ya.
ahora yo no puedo darle como director de departamento, yo tengo que darle la carga a ella. Yo no puedo darle carga, yo peleé hasta el último porque ella se quiera un semestre más y que se fuera junto conmigo, porque yo también me jubilo, pero como yo soy hombre, jubilo después. Pero a
Ya.
mí se me cumple el próximo año, ¿ya? Entonces yo quería que la Pati, como nosotros
Para
somos
un
muy
semestre más.
amigos y compañeros, además eran compañeros de curso, entonces yo quería que ella también estuviera conmigo hasta el final y yo poder terminar con ella, porque siempre trabajamos juntos, y ahora teníamos planificado los dos trabajar en este curso, los dos, pero resulta que la Pati tuvo que jubilar, pues entonces no le puede dar carga, así que ella
Vale.
en este momento ya está jubilada, no le puede dar carga. Ahora, ¿qué queda para cuando uno jubila? Durante 5 años uno no puede trabajar en instituciones públicas, por lo tanto ella no podría trabajar en instituciones públicas, tendría que trabajar en una privada, pero yo, por lo que sé, no está trabajando en este momento.
Genial. No, es que era para, en el caso de que necesitara pedirle ayuda, es que ella me ayudó demasiado el semestre pasado.
Ujú.
Entonces, en caso de que necesitara pedirle ayuda, de hecho, en vacaciones del semestre pasado, también le pedí ayuda con algunas cosas que no entendía el semestre. Y
Ya,
nos juntamos y ahí me contó que se iba.
claro.
Pero no, pues, pensé que a lo mejor estaba ocupada en caso de que necesitara pedirle ayuda, no quería igual molestarle,
Ujú.
entonces quería preguntarle a usted si es que a lo mejor estaba ocupadita.
Claro,
Pero
pero primero pregúntame a mí, porque si a lo mejor, si ya no me entiendes a
sí,
mí,
es que igual, no, si no es que no le entiendo a usted, es que como le digo, pasó todo esto y estoy un poquito atrasada.
ya,
Entonces, igual en caso que usted no pueda juntarse y cosas así, siempre trato de tener un plan B para
ya.
que en caso de ayuda. Así que eso, pues, profe.
Oye,
Muchas
Jaciel, te
gracias.
quería preguntar algo. Porque yo no sabía, ¿cómo le ha ido con el profesor Posner? ¿Cómo han
Con
andado con él?
el profe Postner, la verdad es que no es buen profesor, denota harto el dominio de ambos idiomas y bueno, que a la vez también que es profesor, como enseña, como lleva el curso, a diferencia de otros profesores que hemos tenido, pero súper bien, súper bien,
Qué bueno,
súper bien.
qué bueno, porque yo a Peter lo invitamos a trabajar en la carrera nuestra en
¿Mm?
ahora. Entonces
¿Sí?
yo solamente la mejor, digamos, la mejor feedback que tengo de los profes son los mismos alumnos. Los estudiantes siempre dicen, sí, este profe así, este. En general son bastante, los chiquillos son bastante honestos en su apreciación hacia los profes. Son
Sí,
bastante
no,
honestos.
yo no tengo nada que decir del profesor Posner,
Ya.
nada, porque he aprendido harto con él, bueno, lo poco que he estado, por todo lo que me pasó, supongo que no he podido estar mucho en clases, pero por lo poco que he estado, a mí me ha ido súper bien y he entendido todo súper bien. La verdad es que él se toma el tiempo de explicar las 10 veces si es necesario.
Ya, ok. Y conmigo supongo que te dio bien también, ¿o no?
Lo mismo también, pues, profe, lo
Ya,
mismo.
ya, ok, chiquilla.
Ya, pues,
Estamos,
profe,
estamos
muchas
entonces.
gracias.
Entonces, si puedes, acuérdate, mañana yo voy a estar disponible si tienes consultas de
Sí,
materia.
hoy día nos vamos a juntar con la chiquilla a la noche a hacer alguna guía, y ahí si tenemos dudas, lo más probable es que nos vayamos con ustedes mañana en la mañana.
Claro, acuérdate que yo subí ayer la guía del Report Speech, así que puedes ir a
Ya,
la guía que está ayer. Ahora voy a tratar de subir algunas otras cosas también, si puedo. ¿Mm?
ya, profe, muchas
Ya, vos.
gracias.
Listo, chiquilla, que estés
Cuídese.
bien. Bye, bye,
Descanse,
igualmente.
chao. Chao.